Welcome friends, I'm Lauren Sergi and this is Communication Q&A with answers to all sorts of communication questions, and today we've got a sticky one from Theresa. Dear Lauren, I just joined a company and know very little about the application, a third-party software package that I will provide training on to end users. My predecessor didn't do a good job of training people in the past. On top of it, the software has bug issues from time to time, and the users, including me, don't have confidence using it. At one point in a public setting, the project coordinator, a colleague from another team, teased me in front of the end users that I know nothing about the software. What a jerk. Here's my question. During the training sessions, what attitude and mindset should I have about being a beginner with this software myself? Should I talk about things like flaws and bugs with my audience? Thank you for your time and expertise, Theresa. Theresa, this is a great question, and I've been in similar situations myself. In the first couple of years after grad school, I had to give software training on a program that was totally unfamiliar to me and that was notoriously buggy and difficult to use. What I found was that I could use the fact that I was also a beginner with the software to my advantage. I was able to easily see the problems and the frustrations that other beginners experienced, as well as the problems that the more experienced developers didn't necessarily see because they were already far too familiar with the program. I worked my beginner's mind into my training presentations, and the end users could immediately tell that I related to their experience. They found my candor and honesty about the program refreshing and the instructions very clear, so the training was extremely relevant to their needs. Now, even though you'll be working your beginner's mind into the training, you do need to have more experience than the actual beginners that you will be providing instruction to. So this might mean that you need to spend a little more time boning up on the software. You have to show that you're familiar with the software because your end users need to have confidence in your skills as the presenter and as the trainer. So if you can carve out a few extra hours here and there during the week or during the month to really dig into the program and become more familiar with it yourself, you will find that this time invested pays dividends. But as you're learning the software, embrace your own beginner's mind. Make notes about the problems and the questions that other beginners might have and incorporate all of those into your training. Your audience will appreciate both your insight as well as your sensitivity to their experience. Now, you also asked about whether or not you should talk about bugs and flaws. And again, I will speak from my own experience. Yes, bring up the bugs and the flaws. Part of your job as a trainer is to make the user's experience predictable, and that means talking about the problems that they might encounter. You don't want to pick over every single little thing that's wrong, but definitely tell them about the more common bugs that they're likely to run into, and then tell them how to deal with these bugs. Don't try to sweep it under the rug in order to make the program look more functional or better put together than it actually is, because people will very quickly see through that. Your end users are going to be grateful for your openness and your transparency, and by clearly communicating the likely problems to them, you'll be making their lives easier in the end. And as for that program coordinator who teased you, you might not be allowed to literally drop kick him out the window, but give him the boot mentally. His smart remarks don't matter. They're just trying to hold you back. Focus on creating a truly useful presentation and training experience for the people who really matter, your audience. Create your training for them and not for your smart aleck coworker. And now I'm going to turn it over to you. Have you ever taught someone something when you were just a beginner yourself? Share your story in the comments down below. And I'd be ever so appreciative if you give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Please also head over to laurensergi.com and sign up for the newsletter, because I have got loads more communication tips for work and life that I would love to send from me to you straight to your inbox. Thank you so much for joining me here today on Communication Q&A, and be sure to pop back in for the next episode.
you.